The Galaxy S22 Ultra has landed, and if you're following the Galaxy S series, you might be wondering what the differences are between it and last year's Galaxy S21 Ultra. Let's find out what's new. To be clear, I haven't got my hands on the S22 Ultra just yet, but I have been using the Galaxy S21 Ultra for the past year, and I wanted to go through spec by spec to find out what the differences really are between these two phones. Let's start off with the design and display. Now, the biggest shift between these two phones is really the inclusion of the S Pen in the design of the S22 Ultra, which actually makes the newer phone feel more like a Galaxy Note than a Galaxy S series, but that's a whole other video we can do another time. The S Pen integration also brings about a slightly different look and feel to the S22 Ultra with its more squared off edges and a more boxy-like design that definitely looks way more like a Galaxy Note than the curved edges and more rounded design from the S21 Ultra. Both of them have a 6.8-inch AMOLED display with QHD+ resolution. They also support a dynamic refresh rate up to 120 Hz and also have HDR10+ support. Now, you're probably used to automatic brightness sensors on phones, specifically like the one on the S21 Ultra, but the S22 Ultra comes with what Samsung is calling vision boosting technology. This is essentially changing the color and the contrast of the display depending on the time of day and the ambient lighting situations. Both of them also have an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor underneath the screen, and from the spec sheet, they actually do look like they are going to be pretty much the same weight, around 229 grams or just over 8 ounces. Now let's talk about performance. The S22 Ultra is sporting the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor or a 4nm chip. Depending on the region you are in the world, you might also be getting a newer Exynos chip as well on board. Now the S21 Ultra is the Snapdragon 888 processor or also the Exynos 2100, again depending on your region. Of course, both the phones have different RAM and storage variants depending again on the region and chipset. You have on the S22 Ultra the option of an 8GB of RAM model with 128GB of internal storage. There is also a 12GB RAM variant with either 256, 512 or 1TB of internal storage. The S21 Ultra, on the other hand, has a 12GB variant with either 128, 256 or 512GB of internal storage, and there is also a 16GB RAM variant with 512GB of storage. Unfortunately, neither of the phones have expandable storage via micro SD. I'm still sad about that. Okay, S22 Ultra, it's time to show us your note skills. Now, as I mentioned, the S Pen is now integrated into the phone body itself, and it will also have lower latency than before, so Samsung claims, as well as this feature that can anticipate where you are moving the S Pen to make drawing and writing a little bit more smooth and more realistic than before. The handwriting to text feature now supports 88 different languages, and you'll be able to copy from a website with a single tap. You might recall the S21 Ultra also has S Pen support as well, but as you can see, there is nowhere to store an S Pen in the phone itself. Up until now, that was strictly the domain of the Galaxy Note series. RIP. I'm really still sad about not getting a new Galaxy Note. If you'd like to commiserate with me, I will see you down in the comments. Moving on. If you are using an S Pen with the S21 Ultra, you will have to find a place to store that S Pen, such as in a dedicated case, for example. And I know there are so many times when I have been using an S Pen with this phone, I would leave that poor little guy behind and I wouldn't know about it because I was generally using the non-Bluetooth S Pen, such as an S Pen from an old Galaxy Note, for example. Good news is there is an S Pen available called the S Pen Pro that does come with Bluetooth support, so you do get those notifications if you are forgetful like me and leave the S Pen behind all the time. Unfortunately, it costs $100. Here's a surprise I wasn't expecting. The camera hardware on the S22 Ultra and S21 Ultra is pretty much the same. That means they both have 4 rear cameras, a 108 megapixel main rear camera. There is a 12 megapixel ultra wide, a 10 megapixel 3 times optical zoom telephoto camera, and a 10 megapixel 10 times optical zoom periscope telephoto camera. They can both also do space zoom, that feature that blends both optical and digital zoom to get you as far as 100 times or super close to your subject. Now you might be thinking, hey, what gives? The camera hardware is like the same. You know, I actually don't see this as a downside because if you've used the S21 Ultra, you'll know that the cameras are really good. So the improvements are going to come to software and processing. Let's dive into some of those new features now. The S22 Ultra can detect up to 10 subjects in the frame and adjust the focus accordingly. There are supposed to be improvements in overall HDR processing, as well as tweaks to the super steady stabilization, a lot of S's, which is that feature at 1080p recording in video when you can make it look like your shot is super smooth without a tripod or a gimbal or anything like that. Both of the phones use a technique called pixel binning on that main rear 108 megapixel camera that's essentially combining multiple pixels into one. Now this gives you clearer and more detailed shots, particularly in good lighting conditions. It also gives you a slightly more manageable file size with a 12 megapixel image. But the S22 Ultra actually takes this one step further and should also now give you brighter images in low light using pixel binning. And it also merges multiple exposures, one from the pixel binned image and the other from the high resolution image from that sensor to give you the clearest possible shot in all lighting conditions in 108 megapixels. That sounds kind of cool, and I'm looking forward to testing that one out. There are also improvements to portrait mode photos as well. The S22 Ultra uses depth mapping to identify really small areas of detail in your image, say like a strand of hair, and make sure that that stays in focus, and then the rest of the background falls out to blur. The improvements to portrait mode also apply to pet photography too, which is exciting. And there is also now a low light or night mode portrait mode, which is kind of cool too. And when you're filming in low light, the video camera should also be adjusting the frame rate automatically. And for the keen photographers out there, there is an expert RAW mode on the S22 Ultra that's going to give you more control over all of the different cameras. So you can really get in there and change all of the features that you want. But don't be alarmed if you own an S21 Ultra, because Samsung has recently released, a couple of weeks ago, an app called Expert RAW that does hopefully pretty much the same thing, at least from what I can tell on paper. So stay tuned. They could be doing very similar things. Both phones also support 8K video recording at 24 frames a second and 4K 60 recording on the rear cameras and also the front camera. Okay, let's finally talk about battery life. Both of the phones have the same capacity battery at 5,000 milliampere hours, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the battery life is going to be the same, as lots of different factors go into battery life, as you know, from software usage patterns to the screen brightness to the actual chip on board. So stay tuned, we will be doing full battery tests on both of the phones so you can really find out what the improvements are. In terms of wired charging, the S22 Ultra finally brings back fast wired charging at 45 watts. I'm super pumped about that. S21 Ultra, as you might recall, only had 25 watt fast charging. And when it comes to wireless charging, of course, both of those phones have that as well, 15 watts on each. I've put some links to useful information, including pricing and availability, in the description below. Maybe if you're thinking of pre-ordering the new phone or looking for a deal on the older S21 Ultra, they're down in the description for you. And do let me know in the comments what sort of comparisons that you want next. Do you want camera comparisons? Do you want versus the S21 Ultra? Do you want versus the Pixel, the iPhone? Let me know, because there's so much to dive into with this new phone and I'm excited to cover it for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.